First heat race of the evening will be underway. Alex Carmody in the 41 rides down to corner number 1. Winged Champ Kart on the speedway for his heat laps. That wing really helping him get around the speedway, the Champion Speedway. The track prep crew going to work during the brief break. You can see the moisture down into the speedway, taking the top surface off, and the Alex Carmody 41 machine going to see the halfway sign. Takes it down into corner number 1 and 2. The west end of the speedway. Rides off the east end, sees the parallel 6. 2 more times around the speedway for Alex Carmody. Carmody rides it up into quarter number 3 and 4. The white flag will be waving. One more trip around the speedway. Mike Rod novice and junior novice, you need to be on the staging lanes. Off of quarter number 2. Final time into 3 and 4. Alex Carmody in car number 41 will pick up the win. And Winged Champ Karts qualifying action. Look for the green off turn number 4 at the cone. Green flag is in hand. Racing down the front straightaway. The Wrenches Village Auto Service 77 of Troy Brayman leads them to lap number 1 into corner number 1. Behind him is the 13 of Hayden Coons. The 63 of Dante Wrench is third. Hawley fourth, York fifth. Battle for sixth as here comes the 67W of Zach Welch underneath the 41 of Aiden Lockwood. They ride down into quarter number 1 and 2. Troy Brayman shows the way at the front in the 77 ride. Hayden Coons is second in car number 13. The 63 of Dante Wrench. The 32 of Preston York. The 67 of Zach Welch. The 41 of Aiden Lockwood. The 16 of Camden Hawley. Off of turn number 4 this time. Brayman has opened up to about 2 car lengths over the 13 of Hayden Coons. Preston York takes away the number 3 spot from Dante Wrench, pushing Wrench back to 4th. As they ride up the back straightaway, the race leader is going to see the cross flags, this time indicating 4 down, 4 to go for the 77 of Brayman. Coons, York, Wrench, Welch, Lockwood, and Hawley. Off turn number 4 this time. Troy Brayman shows the way in car number 77. Coons is second, York third, Welch up to 4th at their starting last. Wrench 5th. Contact made going into turn number 1. They all keep it clean and green. 77 of Brayman shows the way off of quarter number 2. Parallel sticks were in the sky that time. 2 more times around the speedway for your race leader, Troy Brayman. White flag is in the air 1 more time around the speedway for Brayman 77, Coons 13, York 32, Welch 67. Wrench 63, Hawley 16, and a caution on the speedway, the 41 of Lockwood over in turn number 1. Green flag is out. Off of turn number 3 they go. 1 lap to decide it. Coons on the back bumper of the 77 of Brayman. Brayman shows the way. Coons second. Checkered flag in the air, picking up the win will be the 77 of Bremen. Second is Coons. Third, York. Fourth is Welch. Fifth, Lockwood. Sixth, Wrench. And seventh, Holly. Mont Lake Hurricanes being told over to turn number 4. Green flag is out. They're racing down the front straightaway. 3 wide, all the way into turn number 1. Joe Sensifull, your race leader. And it is the 81 of Chris Sterling, second. Ken Sterling, third. Fourth is the 3 of Justin Hall as they ride it off the corner. They're all chasing the 17B of Joe Sensifull. 3 wide behind them for second. They all keep that battle going down the front straightaway, but meanwhile, pulling away from them is the 17V of Joe Sensifull. Sensifull rides it off of quarter number 4. Has that machine hooked up. Rest of the Hurricanes are together in a battle as the 3 car of Justin Hall gets underneath the 57 of Ken Sterling for position number 3. And Hall's trying to try to chase down the Chris Sterling 81. He'll take over the number 2 spot. But out front, starting to pull away about a half a track lead for the 17B of Joe Sensifull. Here comes the 81 of Chris Sterling battling back for position number 2. But it's Justin Hall holding down the number 2 spot. Race leader into turn number 3. That's a Sensifull 17V ride. Sensifull sets it off at quarter number 2. Going to be coming up on the back bumper of Ken Sterling's 57 to try to put him down a lap. As they ride it down to the turn number 1. Sensifull and that 17V machine shows the way. Second is Justin Hall in car number 3. Lap traffic for the Sensifull 17V machine. Parallel 6er in the sky for Sensifull. He's going to split them. Works it down underneath the 57 of Sterling. Gets by, putting him down a lap as he rides it into turn 3 and 4. The white flag will be in the air one more time around the speedway for Sensifull. Hall, Sterling, and Sterling. Off of quarter number 2 for Sensifull. He sets it down to 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag is in the air, picking up the win, and the Mont Lake Hurricanes will be Joe Sensifull. Second is the 3 of Hall as he rides it into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag for him. He'll take second. The battle for third. It'll go to the 81 of Chris Sterling, and the 57 of Ken Sterling rounds out your top 4. Green flag is back out. They headed down to turn number 1. Bystrick sets the pace. Here comes Brandon Laux. And again, Tyler Hamlin going to have to pull it down to the infield on the back straightaway. Caution on the speedway. Green flag is out there firing down to turn number 1. Bystrick and Laux lead them into 1 and 2. Preston York second. Here comes Lockwood. He'll take away the number 4 spot. Hamlin going to go 3 wide into turn number 3. The 11 of Hamlin will take away position number 5. Battle for the race lead shaping up as they ride it off of quarter number 2. Bystrick, Laux, York, Hamlin, Laux. And here comes Lockwood to the inside of Coons. It's Dale Bystrick out front in cart number 3. Shows the way. Laux going to go to the outside, down the back straightaway. Brandon Laux, the second generation driver, working the outside of the speedway. Dale Bystrick showing the way in the number 3 ride. York is third, Hamlin fourth, Laux fifth, sixth is Lockwood, seventh is Coons. Again, Brandon Laux going to try that outside as he rides off of turn number 3 and 4. Cross flags are in the air. Bystrick and Laux got a battle brewing out front. Hamlin tries to go to the inside of Preston York. Again, Laux going to try to ride that outside of the speedway, tuck it deck down to the inside. It's the 3 of Bystrick showing the way. Laux riding in position number 2. York third, Hamlin fourth, Lockwood fifth. Then it's the 8 of Autumn Laux and the 17 of Ava Coons. Yellow on the speedway. Green flag as they've hit that cone. In turn 3, they're racing. And that battle out front still raging on as they go down into corner number 1 and 2. Dale Bystrick shows the way. Brandon Laux going to try that outside, inside, diamond corner. as he rides it on before this time. The parallel sticks are in the sky for Dale Bystrick. Lauk's going to go to the outside one more time into turn number 1. It's Lauk's to the outside. He's going to have to stay on the outside in turn number 3 and 4. Bystrick holding that inside. White flag. This one's going to come down to the wire. It's Bystrick, Lauk's, York, Hamlin, Lauk's, Lockwood, Coons. Backstretch final time. Lauk's going to try one time down on the inside, but Dale Bystrick will win the heat race, followed by Lauk's, York, Hamlin, Lockwood. In the 93D, the junior one all rided up the back straightaway. Robert Shaw shows the way on lap number 1 in the 99 ride. Here comes the 7 of Roberts underneath the junior one. Going to take a look on the inside of the 93D. He's going to battle for position number 2. He'll take the position on lap number 2. They're chasing the 7 of Landon Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw rides off quarter number 2. The junior one right there on his heels as they ride it down into turn 3 and 4. Robert Shaw in car number 99 is third. Landon Robert Shaw rides it off of quarter number 2, race leader. Halfway this time. Cross flags for your race leader, Landon Robert Shaw. The 93D is second. Logan Robert Shaw is third. Robert Shaw continues to show the way off of quarter number 2. The junior one driver 93D, apologize, do not have a name on him. We will get that for the feature. Parallel sticks are in the sky for the race leader, Robert Shaw. Logan Robert Shaw in the 99 is third, and it's the junior one 93D riding second, but out front going to see the white flag is Landon Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw on the heels. Here comes that 93D for the race lead into turn 3. The junior 1 battles with the junior 2. He'll take the checkered flag across the line. Well, Robert Shaw gets bobbled up. Clone Heavy ready to go off turn number 4. Green flag in hand, it's waving, and down the front straightaway they go. The 19 of Larry Fawcett out front into turn number 1. The 916 of Bobby Hall Jr. right there second. They ride it into turn number 3, leading lap number 1. It's going to be the 19 of Larry Fawcett. Bobby Hall Jr. is second. Third is Brandon Parsons. Nabinger right there, the Bobby Hall Jr. slides up. He goes back from second to fourth. Leader rides it off with the number 2 corner. That's the 19 of Larry Fawcett. Here comes Parsons to the inside of Nabinger for position number 2. Bobby Hall Jr. throws it in there trying to get back to the number 3 spot. They're all chasing the 19 of Larry Fawcett. Fawcett shows the way into turn number 3. Here comes Nabinger to the inside. Gets a little back into the bumper of the Parsons 55 machine. Up the back straightaway, open up to about a 6 cart length lead for the number 19. Oh, Larry Fawcett. Fawcett will see the cross flags halfway this time for your leader, Larry Fawcett. Parsons right there second, but here comes Corey Nabinger. He'll take the number 2 spot into corner number 3. Does he have anything left in the tank to row at? The number 19 of Larry Fawcett. Fawcett rides it in between 3 and 4. Nabinger second. Parsons third. Bobby Hall Jr. is fourth. Off the back straightaway they ride it. The 19 of Larry Fawcett being chased by the Corey Nabinger 20K. Parallel sticks are in the sky 2 more times around the speedway. Fawcett into turn number 1. Nabinger right on his tire tracks up the back straightaway. Nabinger going to take a look to the inside. And gets into the left rear quarter. Backs it off and tucks it in line. Just one more trip around the Champion Speedway. They ride it up the back straightaway. Nabinger going to try to make the high-low switch. Nothing to it that time. The win will go to Larry Fawcett. Nabinger is second. Parsons third. And fourth will go to the Bobby Hall Jr. 916. Woodington at the point. Green flag is out. Dawson Woodington leads them to turn 1. Brown second. Walpole right there third. Pulling away up the back straightaway is the 5D of Dustin Waddington. Leading lap number 1, the battle going to be for second. Walpole goes to the outside. Taking position number 2, Gary LaPoole. They're chasing the number 5D of Dawson Woodington. That's the 19G of Gabby LaPoole. And the 4 of Josh Brown. This time out front, pulling away with it, the 5D of Dawson Woodington. LaPoole right there, second. Third is Brown. Cross flags this time for your race leader, Dawson Woodington. Gabby LaPoole is second, Josh Brown third, but off turn number 4, as that cart dialed in, is Dustin Waddington. Gabby LaPoole rides in the number 2 spot. Third is Brown. Parallel sticks are dancing 2 more times around the Champion Speedway for Dustin Waddington. Problems for the Brown number 4 machine. Got the lap flag slid back. Let the Waddington machine go around. Gabby LaPoole rides there in the number 2 spot. Brown is third. Checkered flag in the air, picking up the win. In the junior 3s is Dustin Waddington. Second will be the number 19G of Gabby LaPoole. And third, the 4 of Josh Brown. Green flag is out. They are racing down to turn number 1. Fawcett shows the way. Turner second. Arme third. Here comes Combs. Larry Fawcett will lead lap number 1 in a clone super heavy. Here comes the number 10 of Brandon Arme. Took a look to the inside of Willie Turner. Keeps it going up the back straightaway. He'll take the number 2 spot, putting Turner back to third. Larry Fawcett shows the way. Battle for third. Turner loses the position to Patrick Combs in the 55. Combs takes over the number 2 spot, but battling back on the outside is Brandon Arme. Arme riding in the number 3 spot. Meanwhile, Larry Fawcett checking out down the back straightaway. In a clone super heavy heat race, Larry Fawcett shows the way into turn 1. Second is the Combs 55. Battling on the outside is the 10 of Brandon Arme. That's where second gets up and over the groove. Halfway for Larry Fawcett. Patrick Combs second, battling back in the trying to get around him is the 10 of Brandon Arme. Arme's tried that outside, trying to make it work. Now right in the tire tracks, they ride by the start-finish line. Half a track lead for the 19 of Larry Fawcett. He comes by this time, hits his marks perfectly down in the 1. The battle going to come down to that number 2 spot. Combs has it. Arme has been battling all race long to try to get around him. Parallel sticks in the sky for Larry Fawcett as he rides it down to turn number 1 and 2. Battle for second again. Here comes Arme to the outside in turn number 1. Arme is going to get up and over the cushion, battling it back. He's going to have 1.5 laps to try to chase down for the number 2 spot. Larry Fawcett off the west end of the speedway for the final time. Into 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Picking up the win in clone super heavy will be Larry Fawcett. Here comes Arme to the inside of Combs, and he'll take the number 2 spot. Great bass spread. The number 10 of Brandon Arme for the number 2 spot. Third is Patrick Combs, and fourth is Willie Turner. Green flag is out for the Flatheads. They take it to turn number 1, the 17 of Chuck Chambers on the outside. The 116 of Samuel Simmons to the inside. Simmons going to go up into turn number 3, the race leader. Putting the 17 of Chambers back to second. Third, the 11 of Dennis Simmons. Off the back straightaway, the 116 of Samuel Simmons shows the way down in the quarter number 3 and 4 of the east end. Right there, second is the 17 of Chuck Chambers. And third is the 11 of Dennis Simmons. Up into turn number 3 and 4, he rides it. Race leader Samuel Simmons showing the way in the 116. Samuel Simmons rides it up the back straightaway with a straightaway advantage over the 17 of Chuck Chambers. And the 11 of Dennis Simmons. Off of quarter number 2. Final time for the 116 of Samuel Simmons. He'll come off the corner and pick up the win in qualifying heat for the Flathead, Samuel Simmons. Second is the 17 of Chuck Chambers. And third will be the 11 of Dennis Simmons. Four green flag is in hand, and they are racing. And down to turn number 1 they go, the 4. 81 shows the way. That's Bobby Edwards. Caution for the 116 of Samuel Simmons. Bobby Edwards, Jamie West, Samuel Simmons, Dennis Simmons. Off turn number 4, green flag in hand. They're racing down the front straightaway. Jamie West going to try that outside, but Bobby Edwards fires up the back straightaway in the 81. Bobby Edwards pitches it sideways off the corner. He'll lead lap number 1, the 16-ounce of Jamie West. Going to try to chase him down off of corner number 2. It's still Bobby Edwards showing the way. Look at West get a good run going into the corners, but Edwards a greater run down the straightaways in that number 81 machine. West is second. Third is Dennis Simmons. And Samuel Simmons in the 116 fourth. Parallel sticks in the sky 2 more times for Bobby Edwards. West, Simmons, and Simmons. West going to almost come to a stop in 2. Keeps it going. White flag is out for Bobby Edwards as he goes into turn number 1. West rides second. Then it's Simmons and Simmons. Final time into 3 and 4 for Bobby Edwards. Checkered flag is in the air, and he will win the Super Modified Mowers. Second is Jamie West. Third will be to the 11 of Dennis Simmons, and fourth, the 116 of Samuel Simmons. Bobby Edwards, Jamie West, off turn 4. Green flag is out, and the Super Mowers are underway here at the Champion Speedway. Into 1 and 2. Bobby Edwards shows the way. West going to get down inside the hub. He's going to come right back out onto the track. He keeps it going. Bobby Edwards, your leader. Second is the 11 of Dennis Simmons. Samuel Simmons third. Fourth is Jamie West. Showing the way. And mower number 81 is Bobby Edwards. Edwards out front. He headers into turn number 3. Edwards, Simmons, West as they ride it off. And problems with the Simmons 11 machine of Dennis Simmons. He's out. Race leader is the 81 of Bobby Edwards. Second, the 116 of Samuel Simmons. Third is the Jamie West 16 ounce, and he's battling for second. He'll take it halfway for the leader, Bobby Edwards. Bobby Edwards coming up on lap traffic for the third place mower. He'll go around. Coming up now on the Jamie West 16-ounce machine. Second place runner takes him to turn number 1. Race leader is Bobby Edwards. Edwards has found the quick way around the Champion Speedway in the mower division. They ride it down to corner number 1. Bobby Edwards works it off the number 2 corner, the west end of the Speedway. Parallel sticks are in the sky for Bobby Edwards. 2 more times around the Speedway. Bobby Edwards rides it down to the west end. He takes it to corner number 3 and 4. He's going to see the white flag 1 more time around the Speedway for Bobby Edwards. Jamie West second. Third is Samuel Simmons. Off turn number 4 comes your race leader. He is now won the mower super main event here at Champion Speedway, Bobby Edwards. Second, coming down into 3 and 4. It's the 16 ounce of Jamie West. And third is the Samuel Simmons, 116. Alex Carmody on the racetrack now for his 10-lap main event. As he fires down to turn number 1 and 2. Junior Novice and Novice Mike Rods to the staging lanes. Junior Novice and Novice Mike Rods to the staging lanes. Alex Carmody into turn number 1 and 2. A wing champ cart getting around this Champion Speedway. Alex Carmody takes it to turn 1 and 2. Alex Carmody into turn number 1 and 2. Shows the way up the back straightaway. Carmody sees the halfway, 5 down, 5 to go. For cart number 41 of Alex Carmody. Carmody rides it off the number 2 corner in cart number 41. Carmody sets the pace down into the west end of the speedway. Has that cart dialed in as he's going to see the parallel sticks 2 more times around the speedway for Alex Carmody. Rides it off at corner number 2. Alex Carmody sees the white flag. 1 more trip around the speedway for Alex Carmody. Checkered flag is in the air. Picking up the win for the Wing Champ Karts is Alex Carmody. Green flag in hand, and they're racing down the front straightaway. The 77 of Troy Brayman shows the way in at quarter number 1 and 2. Hayden Coons rides second. Preston York third. Zach Welch is fourth. Fifth, Aiden Lockwood. Leading lap number 1 will be the 77 of Troy Brayman. Hayden Coons is second. Third is Preston York. Has a 63 wrench to the inside of Lockwood. For position number 5. Off of quarter number 4, the 77 of Troy Brayman shows the way. Hayden Coons second. Preston York third. Zach Welch fourth. Dante Wrench fifth. Sixth, Aiden Lockwood seventh. Camden Hawley. Off turn 4 they ride. The 77 of Troy Brayman shows the way over Hayden Coons down in the corner number 1 and 2. Off the corner, Brayman sets the pace. Second continues to be the 77. The 77 of Brayman shows the way. The 13 of Coons is second. Third, Preston York. Fourth is Zach Welch. Fifth, Dante Wrench. Sixth is the 41. Caution on the speedway, your leader. Off the corner, green flag in the air, back underway. Coons fires down the turn number 1. Preston York, Zach Welch. Here comes Brayman to the outside of the 41 of Lockwood. Into turn number 3 goes the Klinger Power Sports, number 13 of Hayden Coons. Preston York second, third Welch. Fourth is Dante Wrench. Fifth, Brayman around the outside of the 41 of Lockwood. Off turn number 4, Hayden Coons leads the way. York second. Third is Welch. Fourth, Wrench. Fifth, here comes the 77 of Brayman to the outside of the team car. Hayden Coons sets the pace down in the 1 and 2. Halfway this time for your leader, Hayden Coons into number 13. The 32 of York second. Welch is third. Wrench fourth. Fifth is Brayman. They ride off quarter number 4. The 13 of Hayden Coons shows the way. Second continues to be the 32 of Preston York. Here comes Brayman up to the number 4 position. Battle shaping up for second. Zach Welch taking a look at the inside of Preston York. Hayden Coons shows the way up the back straightaway. Preston York riding in the number 2 spot. Welch is third. Bremen fourth. Fifth is Wrench. Then it's Lockwood. And Hawley. Here comes Hayden Coons up onto the back of the 16 of Hawley. Battle for second shaping up down in the turn number 3. Welch to the inside of Preston York. Gets the number 2 spot. Hayden Coons works it into turn number 3. Parallel sticks are in the sky. 2 more trips around the speedway for Hayden Coons. Welch second. Wrench 77 of Bremen up to third. Trying to work it up on the outside to get back to the number 2 spot. Hayden Coons sees the white flag. 1 more trip around the speedway for Hayden Coons. Battle for second going to come down to the wire. Caution will come out onto the speedway. And the white flag being waved. Hayden Coons down to turn number 1. Off of quarter number 2, Hayden Coons sets the pace. Caution going to be on the speedway. Green flag down the back stretch. White flag being waved at the start-finish line. 1 more trip around the champion speedway. Hayden Coons leads them down to turn number 1 and 2 for the final time. Welch is second. York third. Wrench fourth. Off the quarter, picking up the win will be Hayden Coons. Zach Welch is second. Third, Preston York. Fourth, Dante Wrench. Fifth, the 77 of Troy Bremen. Green flag is out, and the Hurricanes are underway. Into turn 1, Cincinnati sets the pace. Hall second, and Sterling as they battle it into turn 3 and 4. Cincinnati sets the pace off of quarter number 4. Leading lap 1 is Cincinnati in car number 17V. Hall second, Sterling third, and the 81 of Chris Sterling is fourth. Battle going to be shaping up for the lead. Cincinnati has it. Hall wants it. 20 laps the distance in the Hurricane Mod Lights. Cincinnati rides it down to quarter number 3 and 4. Hall right there second. Chris Sterling and Ken Sterling round out the top 4 as they ride up the back straightaway. Cincinnati shows the way into turn number 3 and 4. Hall riding in position number 2. It continues to be Joe Cincinnati out front, starting to pull away a little bit on a 7-car length lead over the 3 of Justin Hall. The 57 of Ken Sterling, the 81 of Chris Sterling. Cincinnati going to hit some lap traffic over in turn number 3 and 4. It rides the 17V of Joe Cincinnati. He sets the pace down the backstretch. Is now opened up to a straightaway over the 3 of Justin Hall. Race leader, Cincinnati off the number 2 corner. Has that car, beautiful looking machine, riding out there in the front of the field here with the Champion Speedway. Joe Cincinnati sets it down to 1 and 2. He's got the car hooked up and dialed in on this Sunday afternoon. Cincinnati shows the way. Hall is second. Problems for the 81 of Chris Sterling. Cincinnati coming up on the 57. Halfway, 10 down, 10 to go for the Cincinnati 17V. Cincinnati shows the way into 3 and 4. Cincinnati rides off quarter number 2. Has opened up almost the 3/4 of a track lead over the 3 of Justin Hall. Cincinnati has that machine hooked up here today. Just past the halfway point is Joe Cincinnati, Justin Hall, Ken Sterling, and Chris Sterling, your top 4. as they ride it down to the west end. Simpson full. Closing in on second place running Justin Hall. 5 fingers this time from Chief Starter. 5 more trips around the speedway for Joe Simpson full. And Full has now lapped the field. He's riding it down in the 3 and 4. That car is beautifully prepared, maintained, and that car is on a rail here at Champion Speedway. Simpson Full rides it off of the west end. Simpson Full comes by this time. 3 laps remain for Joe Simpson Full. Justin Hall second. Third is Ken Sterling. Fourth, Chris Sterling. Parallel sticks are in the sky. 2 more times around the speedway for Joe Simpson Full. Simpson Full rides it up in the turn 3 and 4. White flag going to be waving. 1 more trip around the speedway for Simpson Full. He sets it down to quarter number 1 and 2 for the final time. Joe Simpson Full and the 17V rides off quarter number 4. He will win the Mod Light Hurricane main event. Justin Hall second, Ken Sterling third, Chris Sterling is fourth. Anthony Gullo, Josh Watson take the field over to turn number 4, green flag in hand. Racing down the front straightaway goes the Clone Light main event. Into turn 1 and 2. Gullo has the advantage. Up the back straightaway, Watson is second, Murray third, Murray fourth. They ride it down the front straightaway. Leading lap number 1 is Anthony Gullo. Gullo sets the pace in between quarter number 3 and 4. Second is Watson. Third is the 32M of Jamie Murray. Murray coming off the quarter, trying to make something happen down in the turn number 3. Battling for the second position. Meanwhile, in fourth, in the 41 is Alex Carmody. And fifth, the 1M of Tyler Murray. They ride into corner number 3 and 4. Anthony Gullo shows the way in that number 71 ride. Green flag is out. Gullo back on the point. Murray second. He slides up. Here comes the 41 of Carmody. Carmody down to the inside. He'll take over the number 2 spot. Gullo shows the way into turn number 1 and 2. Second is Carmody. Third, Murray. Then it's Murray. As they cross the line, it still continues to be the Gullo 71 ride. In quarter number 3 and 4, your race leaders go. Anthony Gullo in car number 71 shows the way. Riding it into turn 3 and 4. Carmody second, Murray, then it's the 5 of Ingham. Card to keep your eyes on coming up through the pack, the 14 of Watson. Watch him come from deep in the field in a heat race. 3 wide off 4. Race leader Gullo on the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. Beautiful car, looking great out there here at the Champion Speedway. Second rides the 41 of Carmody. Third is the Ingham number 5. Then it's Murray. As they're halfway, 10 down, 10 to go. Underwood riding in the top 5 as lap traffic for your race leader, Anthony Gullo. Gullo sets it down in the 1 and 2. There's another lap traffic car, the 68 machine. He will get a clear racetrack ahead for the 71 of Anthony Gullo, third generation driver. Second place rides the 41 of Carmody. Third is Ingham. Fourth is Underwood. And up to fifth is the 14 of Watson. Race leader coming off of turn number 4 has opened up a straightaway lead over the second place running cart. 5 fingers from Chief Starter. 5 trips around the speedway for Anthony Gullo. Gullo up the back straightaway. has that cart dialed in. Carmody rides second. Ingram third. Underwood fourth. Fifth is the 14 of Watson. Gulo up into lap traffic in the heart of it. Those guys racing in front of him for position. Is he going to get up to him or not? Parallel sticks are in the sky. 2 more times around the speedway for Anthony Gulo. Gulo holding a cart into the wall on the back straightaway. That's the 32 M of Jamie Murray. Green flag is out. Green, white, checkered. It's going to be for Anthony Gulo. Carmody second. Third is the 5 of Ingham. White flag. 1 more trip around the Champion Speedway. For your race leader as they go up the back straightaway, Anthony Gulo. Checkered flag is in the air and he will pick up the win in the Clone Light. Second is Carmody. Third is Tyler Ingham. Off of quarter number 2. Hall in the number 2 spot as they ride up the back straightaway. Connor Watson rides it off quarter number 4. He will lead lap number 1. Zach Hall in the number 2 spot. They ride off quarter number 2. Watson and Hall set it down in the turn number 3 and 4. Connor Watson 2 laps and 8 remain. In junior novice main event here at the Champion Speedway. Connor Watson sets it down to 3 and 4. Zach Hall trying to reel him in down to the turn number 1 and 2, the west end of the speedway. Connor Watson shows the way up the back stretch. Hall trying to chase him down in that number 27 ride. Watson sets it off of quarter number 2. Hall trying to chase him down, working the inside of the speedway. Halfway, 5 down, 5 to go for your junior novice main event here on a Sunday afternoon at the Champion Speedway. Connor Watson, the Amsoil ride, comes by. Has opened up to almost a straightaway. Zach Hall fighting everything he has in the inside of the speedway. Trying to find something to work on the top side. Comes to a slide over in turn number 2. Caution is out. 1 and 2. Watson sets the pace. Hall trying to chase him down. Connor Watson shows the way in turn 1 and 2. Hall second, parallel 6 are in the sky. 2 more times around the Champion Speedway for Connor Watson and Zach Hall. They ride it up the back straightaway 1.5 more times around the speedway for Connor Watson. Zach Hall, they see the white flag. Into 1 and 2, they ride it. Watson tries to hit his marks. Hall a little bit sideways. He gets it fired up again. Down the back stretch. Final time. Connor Watson picks up the junior novice. Zach Hall is second. Wiegand and Murray off of turn 4. Green flag is out there racing. Down to turn 1 they go. Wiegand sets the advantage. Murray right on his tire tracks off of quarter number 2. They ride at the turn number 3. Wiegand sets the pace. Murray takes a look to the inside. He'll take away the position. Race leader, lap number 1, Patrick Murray in the 72M. He gets up and over the loose stuff. Back to Wiegand out front. Mike Wiegand shows the way over Patrick Murray as they ride it down to the west end. Wiegand sets the pace. Murray right there second. Wiegand shows them off of turn number 4. In the number 11 machine. Patrick Murray is second in the 72M. Trying everything he's got inside that stock appearing cart to reel in your race leader, Mike Wiegand. Wiegand rides it up the back straightaway, has about a 15 cart length advantage. Almost a straightaway here at the Champion Speedway. Mike Wiegand shows it down to 1 and 2. And the number 11. Second rides of Patrick Murray, 72M machine. It's all Mike Wiegand out front in the 11. Second is Murray, halfway this time for Mike Wiegand. Murray second. Mike Wiegand shows the way, the black number 11. Murray the orange, red, and white number E72M. Wiegand up the back straightaway. Has that machine dialed in. Wiegand just cruising around the Champion Speedway. Mike Wiegand shows the way in the 11. 82 Emma Murray up and over the inside line, up to the outside. Mike Wiegand sets it down to the west end. Parallel sixer in the sky for Mike Wiegand. Patrick Murray running second. Wiegand rides it up the back straightaway. He'll see the white flag. One more trip around the Champion Speedway for the stock appearing Mike Wiegand. Sets it down into 3 and 4. Final time. Picking up the win will be Mike Wiegand. Patrick Murray will come home second in the stock appearing Microd MR1 TC Cameras. You guys are on the racetrack next. We're racing at the cone in turn 4. Green flag is out and they're underway. Down to turn 1 goes the 3 of Dale Bystrick. Brandon Laux right there second. Those two the camera divisions, the rest the MR1 division. You see the 3 of Bystrick leading lap number 1. Second, now the 23 of Laux getting around him in quarter number 2. New race leader for lap number 2. It's the 23 of Brandon Laux. Dale Bystrick back to position number 2. Third, the 03 of Cadence York. Fourth, the Justin Tyler Hamlin number 11 machine. Then it's the Lockwood 14. Autumn Laux and Ava Coons. Brandon Laux shows the way, the second generation driver. Bystrick is second. York is third. Fourth is Hamlin. Fifth is Lockwood. Sixth, Laux, and seventh is Coons. Brandon Laux to try back. 23 sets the pace. Bystrick second. Third is York. Here comes Lockwood underneath Hamlin for position number 4. He'll take the position down into turn 1. Brandon Laux on a Sunday afternoon ride here at the Champion Speedway. And Laux spins over in turn 1. And that's going to put Laux back to the back of the pack. Green flag is out, racing down to turn 3. Dale Bystrick sets the pace. Bystrick works off the number 2 quarter. Cadence York is second. Third, Lockwood. Lockwood going to come up onto her back bumper. Off of quarter number 4. It's the 3 of Bystrick showing the way. Into 3 and 4. This time halfway, 8 down, 7 to go for Bystrick. York. Lockwood. Hamlin. Laux. Coons and Laux. Bystrick showing the way. Off of quarter number 2. Preston Cadence York is second. Third is Lockwood. Fourth, Hamlin. Fifth is Laux. They set the pace up the back straight away. Bystrick leads the way. Dale Bystrick sets the pace off of quarter number 2. Cadence York is second. Hamlin third. Now up to fourth. The 23 of Brandon Laux. And will go to the back, working his way up to the front. Into the back of the 11 of Hamlin. Caution on the speedway. Green flag is back out. Bystrick back on the accelerator. They ride it down to turn number 1. Bystrick shows the way. York second. Laux third. Lockwood fourth. Coons fifth. Dale Bystrick sets the pace. Cadence York in the number 2 spot. Autumn Laux is third. Fourth, Lockwood. Fifth is Ava Coons. Parallel sticks are in the sky. 2 more times around the speedway for your race leader, Brandon Laux. Race leader is Dale Bystrick. Laux in the back getting into his sister. They keep it going. Dale Bystrick sets the pace, and white flag is out. Final time around the Champion Speedway for the TC Camber MR1 Microds into turn number 3 and 4. Dale Bystrick's going to see the checkered flag. Dale Bystrick picks up the win. Cadence York is second. Third is Ava Coons. Fourth, we'll go to Autumn Laux. Fifth to the 11 of Tyler Hamlin. Green flag is out. They're racing down to turn number 1. 93D shows the way off of quarter number 2. Robert Shaw second. Parsons going up to the outside of the speedway trying to make something happen. They're all chasing the Robert. The 93D slides up. Here comes the 99. Oh, Logan Robert Shaw, new race leader going into turn number 3. Bringing with him the Landon Robert Shaw, number 7 machine up to the number 2 spot. The 99. Oh, Logan Robert Shaw shows the way. Robert Shaw leads them to turn number 1 and 2. The Junior 193D riding right there in position number 2. Showing the way is Logan Robert Shaw. Landon Robert Shaw is second as they battle it up the back straightaway. Robert Shaw out front. The State Line 93D rides there in position number 3. Lennox Parsons in position number 4. Of the quarter, it continues to ride the 99 of Logan Robert Shaw. Landon Robert Shaw second. Here comes the 93D. Halfway, 8 down, 7 remain. Brother Robert Shaw, 99 machine. Here comes Landon Robert Shaw. They bang door sides. Green flag is out, underway. Robert Shaw shows the way in cart number 7, Landon Robert Shaw. Second to Parsons, 55. Here comes Dalton Hall in the 93D. He'll take over the number 2 spot. Race leader is the 7 of Landon Robert Shaw. Dalton Hall closing in the 93D. Out front showing the way in the number 7 ride. Landon Robert Shaw. Here comes Dalton Hall. Makes contact. Gives him the spot back. He tries to chase him back down. Here comes the Parsons 55 from 4th to 2nd. Parallel sticks are in the sky 2 more times around the speedway for the 7 of Logan Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw, Parsons, Hall, Robert Shaw. White flag is in the air 1 more time around the speedway for Landon Robert Shaw. Landon Robert Shaw, backstretch, final time at a 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air, picking up the win In the junior twos is Landon Robert Shaw. Second is Blake Parsons. Third, Robert Hall. And fourth will go to the 99 of Logan Robert Shaw. Green flag is out for the Clone Heavies. Fawcett leads them into turn number 3. Navager right there, second. Third is Parsons. Into turn number 3 and 4, the 19 of Larry Fawcett shows the way. Fawcett clicks down another one. And that beautiful number 19 ride. Navager second. Parsons third. Fourth is the 916 of Bobby Hall Jr. and fifth the 13 of Jim Brown. Larry Fawcett shows the way in the number 19. Fawcett, Navinger, Parsons, Hall, Brown. Moving up in the number 3 spot. Larry Fawcett shows the way. Nabinger second, Hall third. Caution, the 55 of Brandon Parsons in turn number 4. Green flag is out. They're on it into turn 3. Larry Fawcett shows the way in the number 19. Nabinger second, Hall third, Parsons. Out front is all Larry Fawcett showing the way off quarter number 2. Nabinger second. Third is Hall, and second Nabinger goes around. Gets it back going. Green flag is out for the Fawcett 19 ride. Into turn 1 and 2 he goes. Hall second. Wood third. Parsons fourth. Wood fifth. Larry Fawcett shows the way. Bobby Hall Jr. second. William Wood slides up and loses the third position to the 55 of Parsons. Loses fourth as well. Something breaking on the Wood 41. Out front showing the way. It continues to be Larry Fawcett. Fawcett, Bobby Hall Jr., Brandon Parsons, Jim Wood, Jim Brown, and Corey Nabinger. The 19 of Fawcett shows the way. Bobby Hall Jr. second. Here comes Parsons. On the back bumper, looking to get into the number 2 spot. They're all chasing Larry Fawcett out front. Parsons going to work it underneath. Larry Fawcett shows the way. Parsons took the number 2 spot. Jim Brown around over in turn number 3. Flag is out. Bobby Hall Jr. gets a great start. Nabinger working to work his way in the number 3 spot as well. Larry Fawcett leads them down the back stretch. William Wood gets up to the 4th position. Jim Brown gets by as well. The caution on the speedway. Fawcett shows the way. In corner number 1, Fawcett for cart length advantage over the 916 of Bobby Hall Jr. Race in between 1 and 2. Nabinger It's pushed up and out of the groove. Larry Fawcett sets the pace. Bobby Hall Jr. second. Jim Brown third. Corey Davinger fourth. White flag waving one more trip around the Champion Speedway. For Larry Fawcett, Bobby Hall Jr., Jim Brown, Corey Davinger. Final time into 3 and 4. Larry Fawcett will win the Clone Heavy main event. Bobby Hall Jr. second, Corey Davinger third, and fourth to Jim Brown. Dawson Waddington, green flag is out for your junior threes as they headed down to turn number 1. Dustin Waddington out front. Gabby LaPoole right there second. Third is Josh Brown. Gabby LaPoole around over in turn number 4. Caution on the speedway. 1 lap complete, 14 remain. Green flag in hand. And down into turn number 1, the junior threes go. Dawson Waddington out front, showing the way on lap number 1. Gabby LaPoole second. Josh Brown is third. Race leader comes off of turn number 2. Dawson Waddington. On the back bumper is Gabby LaPoole and car number 19G. In the tire tracks as they go at the back straight away. LaPoole around over in turn number 4. Caution is out. For Waddington into turn number 1. LaPoole underneath the 4 of Brown for position number 2. Out front's Dawson Waddington in the number 5D. LaPoole slides up. Here comes Josh Brown in the number 4 machine trying to make a battle for the number 2 spot. Showing the way, it's the 5D of Dawson Waddington. LaPoole second. Brown is third. Waddington sets the pace into quarter number 3 and 4. LaPoole trying to chase him down. Waddington takes it down to the west end. LaPoole closing the gap. Up the back straight away. Halfway. 8 down, 7 remain in the junior 3. And a battle is a-brewing at the front of the field. Waddington has it. LaPoole wants it. Up on the back bumper as they cross the start-finish line. Waddington into turn number 1 and 2, your leader. LaPoole right there, second, taking a bit on the inside. LaPoole going to take the race lead into turn 3. Waddington up and over the cushion. Going to try to reel her back in. 5 laps to go. New race leader of the 19 of Gabby LaPoole. Waddington trying to chase down LaPoole. LaPoole going to go up and over the marbles, and they both spin. And that should put the 4 of Josh Brown. Dawson Waddington second, Brown third. LaPoole sets it down into turn number 3 and 4. Contact made, and here comes Brown up to the point. Josh Brown, the race leader. He goes up and over into the marbles. He keeps a great wheeling job down to hold into the number 3 spot. LaPoole back up to the point. And now Brown way up into the loose stuff in turn 4. Again, a great wheeling job to keep it going. LaPoole sets the pace. Waddington second. Parallel sticks are in the sky. LaPoole, Waddington going to go around in turn 4. Caution on the speedway. Is out. LaPoole takes him into turn 3 and 4. White-green flag in the air. Green-white checkered. And the junior 3s as they ride it down to the west end of the speedway. LaPoole Here comes Waddington getting by the brow. White flag will be waving. LaPole sets the pace, sees the white flag. Waddington on the back bumper into turn 1. They're going to ride that way. Up the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. Checkered flag will be in the air. LaPole gets into 4. Checkered flag. She'll win it. Gabby LaPole. Dawson Waddington second. Josh Brown is third. Green flag is in hand. Larry Fawcett has a field in hand. Green flag is out there racing. Clone Super Heavy main event Champion Speedway Sunday afternoon kart racing. Fawcett and Arme up into turn number 3. They ride it. Arme right there on the tire tracks of Fawcett. As they come off of turn number 2, Larry Fawcett, Brandon Arme. Patrick Combs around. He'll tack back on. Green flag back underway. Fawcett leads them. Arme right there in the number 2 spot. They ride it down to the west end. Fawcett sets the pace. Arme taking a look at the inside. Nothing to it that time. Tucks it in line. Willie Turner with an eyeball on both of them. Into 1 and 2 they ride it. Larry Fawcett sets the pace. Brandon Arme second. Takes a bit down on the inside. Going to make it stick into 3 and 4. Fawcett going to go around. Caution going to be on the speedway. Turner second. Fawcett third. They ride it down to turn number 1 and 2. Brandon Arme shows the way. Turner slides up. Opens the door. Here comes Fawcett. Here Larry Fawcett, the number 2 spot. But quarter number 2, Brandon Arme shows the way. Larry Fawcett 2, Willie Turner 3. Arme rides it off of quarter number 2, showing the way. He gets up and over into the marbles. Larry Fawcett reels them in. Fawcett. New race leader, Arme, back in the tire tracks. Gets a good look on the inside, down in the turn 1. They touch wheels. They touch wheels and they both keep going. Arme with the advantage. Fawcett going to have to reel him back in. Brandon Arme shows the way. Larry Fawcett second. Willie Turner third. Arme sets the pace into 1 and 2. Fawcett trying everything to reel him back in. Brandon Arme leads the way. Arme sets it down in the 3 and 4. Halfway, 10 in, 10 to go. For Arme, Fawcett, and Turner. Green flag is out. Arme shows the way down to the turn number 1 and 2. Willie Turner racing the chase in the number 2 spot. Arme rides it in between 3 and 4. Brandon Arme out front. Goes up and into the loose up. Keeps it going. Arme rides it up the back straight away. Brandon Arme, Willie Turner, your clone super heavy. 5 more trips around the Champion Speedway for Brandon Arme. Willie Turner rides second. 16 down, 4 remain for Brandon Arme. Riding it up the back straight away, Brandon Arme. Your clone super heavy. 5 more trips around the Champion Speedway for Brandon Arme. Willie Turner rides second. 16 down, 4 remain for Brandon Arme. Riding it up the back straight away, Brandon Arme. 5 more trips around the Champion Speedway for Brandon Arme. Willie Turner rides second. 16 down, 4 remain for Brandon Arme. Riding it up the back straight away, Brandon Arme. Willie Turner in the 53, riding the number 2 spot. Parallel sticks are in the sky 2 more times around the speedway for Brandon Arme. White flag in the air. 1 more trip around the speedway. Brandon Arme. 1 more time around the Champion Speedway. Sunday afternoon kart racing into turn number 3 and 4. Brandon Arme will pick up the win in the Clone Super Heavy main event. Willie Turner will be second. Dennis Simmons on the point. Green flag is ready to be thrown. It's out. We're racing. Down the front straightaway they go. The brown 97. On turn number 4, the 116 of Dennis Simmons leads the way. Dennis Simmons shows the way. Chuck Chambers second. Chris the Beagle Brown up to third. And 4th is the 11 of Samuel Simmons. Leading them off of turn number 2 in the 116, Dennis Simmons shows the way. And it's Chambers. Chris Brown. And the 11 of Samuel Simmons. Here comes the Beagle Brown up to the number 2 point in the inside. He's going to hold down the inside, pushing the 17 of Chambers back to third. Out front by a straightaway is the 116 of Dennis Simmons. But the Beagle's coming. Showing the way is Dennis Simmons into 3 and 4. Simmons shows the way. Chris Brown second. Chambers third. Samuel Simmons fourth. Off of the number 2 corner rides your leader, Dennis Simmons. He gets the parallel sticks 2 more times around the speedway. Problems for the 97 of Chris Brown. A little bit slowing on that 97 machine. Battle could shape up for second, come down to the wire. Right now, the white flag is in the air for Dennis Simmons. Second battle just got heated up as the 17 of Chambers to the outside for the number 2 position. But in the backstretch, final time, the 116 of Dennis Simmons rides it high off corner number 4. He is the winner of the Flathead Mower main event here at the Champion Speedway. Second will go to the 17 of Chuck Chambers. Third to the 97 of Chris Brown. And 4th will go to the 11 of Samuel Simmons.